Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. In this video, we are going to see how we can capture the logs. So to understand the scenario, what we'll do, so for example, when we are running any batch process or anything at a time, if we are getting some kind of errors, so how we can save those error logs, we are going to see exactly the same scenario in this video. So what I will do, I will create one runnable class where I will throw some error. First of all, let me create a runnable class here, and I will write few error related code there. So this is my runnable class, and inside my runnable class, let me create one more method here. I will say the method as public static. I will say void. I will say add error messages. And what I will do inside this function, I'm going to display few messages. Okay, let me say this as info test, and then I'm going to display some warning. I will say this as warning test, and similarly let me do one more thing. Let me write error here, and I will say error test. That's it. So what I will do, as soon as I will run this code, I want to call this method, so I can call this method, as this is a static method, so I can call it something like that, error message. This so basically now this will get called. Now once this will be done, what I will do, let me define a container here to capture these messages. I will say container, I will say capture logs equals to, here I will be simply writing InfoLog dot, I will use this cut function. Alright, so now here I will have all the logs. Now what I will do, I will create a method here. So the method would be this public static void, I will say display error messages, and inside this method I will pass a container. I will say container, I will do control Z, let me do control Z here, display error messages. Alright, now here I will define a container, and I will say this as capture logs. That's it. Now inside this method, I will write the code to display these error message. So here what I will do, I can simply call this method now, right? This dot. Let me first of all save this, and then I can save this dot. Oh, sorry. This is a static method, so I need to call it like this. Runnable class, scope resolution sign. I can call display error message. Here I will need to pass my container, so I can simply pass captured logs here. Alright. Now we'll write main logic. So now what we'll get all these information inside this container. Now we'll need to iterate through this container, so I can define a variable named as line index. Initially I'm going to assign, or I will simply declare this variable, then I will start my for loop. is a container and I need to iterate through it. So I can say this line index will be 1, and then I can say line index till the time it should be less than container length of my this captured logs. Okay, I want to then increment my line idx plus plus. Okay, and then I will simply come down. Okay, here we'll simply display all the content. So I can say info strfmt. Here I can say this would be my capture logs. Here I can display it something like this, and I will use my container function, that is config, and I need to get a container. So my container name is capture logs, and here I will need to define my index. So I can say line index, but here, and I will close this. So one thing you need to understand that you get a value with three variables. Like, so I will show you it later. So I need to put one more config here, and basically this will give you a container. So here inside your second container, let me write this comma 2, define one more function here, and let me save this. Okay, and here what I will do, I'll write one more info statement here. I can simply close this. I will display here logs using. Here I will say InfoLog.Cut, InfoLog.Cut function. Okay, so let's do a build, then you will see what I want to say. So the build is completed, and now if you see, these statements should be executed, but when I run my runnable class, if you can see, I'm not getting these displayed here. The reason for that is I've used InfoLog.Cut method, which will basically remove all this and will restore this inside a container. So then here I am displaying it log using InfoLog.Cut. So when you go here, you see this is getting executed. Okay, and then once you scroll towards, you are getting captured logs info test, captured log warning test, and captured log error test, right? So if you see here, we are getting all these displayed using this method, and basically, so you know how this would be helpful. Let's say if you are running a batch job, okay, and you are running the batch job, without the UI interaction, as it will be running at the backend. So you will have the info logs and error messages. So to capture those, you can use this info log.cut function, which will remove all this and will fit all this information inside a container. So thank you for watching this video. Have a great day ahead.